What's the most advanced thing that elite level marketers do, paid marketers do, that most companies don't even know about? Can you teach me something that would really unlock the ability for us to continue to grow without increasing our CAC?
Got it. One advanced tactic that top tier marketers use is predictive lead scoring.
Hey everyone, on today's show, we're going to build you a marketing team in AI. We're going to show you how to build a custom GPT complete with profiles and everything you need to have a world-class brand marketer and paid marketer on your marketing team. And stick around, Kieran's going to have an amazing conversation with one of them, and they're going to solve a really hard problem that we have here at HubSpot.
All right, in this episode, Kipp and I are going to help you either replace your marketing team or give you a marketing team. Most SMBs, they do not have elite level marketers working for them, but they could benefit from an elite level marketing team that they could just conversate with all day and can help them solve problems. Well, what have I told you? In under 45 minutes, we are going to build you an elite level paid marketer, an elite level brand marketer, and an elite level product marketer. You can have a conversation with them and they can help you solve problems. You're going to be able to do that after this episode. All right, Kipp. So let's start. All marketers watching this are going to be overjoyed with the sentiment behind this show. But I think what we're trying to do is show you how, even if you are a paid marketer, brand marketer, product marketer, you can have an elite level colleague that is always on and can work with you.
Yeah, I think there are a few use cases here. What we're going to do is we're going to build some virtual AI marketers in ChatGPT and custom GPTs. We're going to give you all of those. So if you're listening on audio, this is a good video show. If you're watching on video, link's going to be down below, or you can scan the code on the screen right now. And we're going to give you the links to these custom GPTs. And I think there are a few use cases, Kieran, like me and you, like we're not paid marketers. So if we have a GPT that's a paid marketer, that like boosts our skills if we're working on something related to paid marketing. If you're a smaller company and you don't have the budget for a dedicated paid marketer, use this to go and basically act as if you had a paid marketer, right? And this is really about using AI to get a lot of scale.
And actually, we're going to show you some secret things that I don't think most people are doing. So you do want to stay tuned, because the way we create these, we're not giving you the average paid marketer. We are giving you elite level status paid marketer. So let's get in, Kipp. Me and you're going to go back and forth here. So I want to start with the kind of concept here, which is we have to build the characteristics of what an elite level paid marketer would be. So you have to start with a profile, and the profile is going to allow the AI to act like your paid marketer, your product marketer, your brand marketer. And so basically, for those listening along, but for those on YouTube as well, you can actually see it, but I'm going to kind of articulate some of this if you're not watching on YouTube, but you should go watch on YouTube. You should subscribe, because this is really a YouTube first episode. So we have an expert level SaaS marketer, paid marketer. I have specified it for SaaS. We talk about the speciality. And so what I have as a speciality is performance marketing for B2B SaaS, anywhere between 10 million and 100 million. Basically, this is a CV, by the way.
Yeah, totally.
I have the experience here. I have the philosophy, right? Pretty cool. Build systems that compound returns over time. Marry rigorous testing with creative breakthroughs. Spend like a CFO, which will make us all CFOs happy. Scale like a founder. Optimize like a scientist. And so we break it into the core principles of what this paid marketer, how they actually approach their work. The principles of campaign management. We talk about how they allocate spend, the kind of operating model they use. We talk about their principles for operation. So they have a structured loop they go through, which is called a scalar. They have operation levers by channel. So how they optimize Google search, how they optimize Meta, LinkedIn, YouTube, how they do retargeting. These principles for scaling campaigns. So again, how they actually scale campaigns. Because if you recall, I'm trying to do it for companies of 10 to 100 million. So it's not small, but you can construct a profile for whatever your needs are.
Business is. You can put your industry, your size, everything that you need to do, right?
And we go through, so we have the creative development. So we have like a messaging stack for how they do messaging, with the winning formats for B2B, and on and on and on and on. So this is an entire profile for how a paid marketer would operate. And so the way that I got that, what I did was basically I went back and forth with AI to try to decipher if you were a top percentile of paid marketers, like you were at the top percentile of paid marketers, what are your core principles and how do you approach your work? So this is our profile. Anything we can do to, I'm trying to figure out if there's anything we can do to actually improve this. It's pretty like comprehensive.
Can you scroll through the profile one more time? Do we have like mental models and thought process outlined here?
Oh, you know what you can do actually. So who do you really respect in terms of like, if you had to wave a magic wand and you were like, oh, this person would like crush paid marketing. They don't have to be paid marketing just because they have the right ways to think about problems.
Look, I think shout out to our friend Brian Balfour, founder at Reforge, great growth marketer, super duper analytical.
Yeah, we need Balfour doing our paid marketing. All right, so it's basically going to add a section in that profile, which are the kind of mental models and system thinking of how Balfour solves problems. You know, the interesting thing is I'm going to run deep research to create this profile, but actually like the research, I don't know if I even need deep research. This research here is actually pretty thorough on Brian. It's like, let's see, it's got all his mental models, systems over tactics, growth equation thinking, loops, not funnels. Brian likes a loop, not a funnel. The forfeit framework, marginal unit economics, which is a big part of paid, ladder of paid marketing maturity. And the thing we are going to end with, where you want to stay tuned, is because we are going to have a conversation with this paid marketer, and they're going to solve a real HubSpot skill problem. And you want to see how good this conversation is going to be. And then you're going to be like, this makes me rethink everything I think about life. It makes me rethink, do I need an agency? So again, when I think about this profile, think about this as like a LinkedIn profile we're creating for the AI assistant. And so this is the AI assistant's basically summary of work.
I was wondering if you framed it a little bit differently to like hard problems you've already solved, to like tell it that it has the ability to do these things.
We should probably just do two. We might just do brand marketer. You do the brand marketer, already paid, because this is actually going to probably take
I'm doing brand marketer right now.
I'm actually excited about how good this is going to be. I know
and everybody watching takes a lot to get Kieran excited.
I love this.
This is so good.
I have so many thoughts now, actually. I actually wonder, we should just, I think we should do another episode where we can actually build an array of assistants with actual work history and what the work history will do for that assistant. And that is like pretty novel. I haven't seen that done many. This is the reason you tune in for this podcast. But look at this. Problem solved, real world impact, curious selection of, and this is by the way, this is an 03 actually. I'm going to have 03 redo this. Sorry, I didn't know I was in 4.0. It's word for linear, rebuilt funnel with tighter UTM CRM integration, launch persona specific LPs, and restructured campaigns. Reduce CAC by what? It's done a pretty good job at linear. Dude, this is so awesome.
It's so good, dude.
It worked for Ramp.
What's even the truth anymore?
Oh my God. Okay, let's actually do it. Actually, I'll kick off deep research. So we're going to rebuild this with 03. Oh yeah, look at this.
Ooh, it's getting good.
We've got a little tenure, speciality, philosophy. Here we go. Signature wins. We did a little work for Amplitude as a growth marketing manager. We built first Google's Meta. We built a drop blend CAC. Okay. Elite problem solved. Here we go. Okay. So it's giving me the work history, the impact, and now it's giving me an elite problem solved with deep dive use cases. So it's giving me the surgical solution. So it's now giving me all of the elite level problems it has solved for these companies as its work history. We could probably finesse this, but this is pretty cool. It's given me, it has like all these guiding principles of how it approaches paid advertising, which is super cool. And then it actually has mental models and frameworks from Balfour. What I am noticing actually is 03 has done less detail for some reason, which I think is kind of interesting in 4.0, but I think that's still a pretty great profile. So one of the things you can do is you can basically take that profile and then do a deep research prompt. Basically, this is a version of the profile, but it's done via a deep research prompt. And so the deep research prompt is basically asking it to research principles, tactics, and systems and philosophy used by the best paid marketing operators and companies like this, synthesize all of their learnings, and then you give it the output and you say, okay, well, take all of that and create the output. And it has case studies from like thought leaders. And so you actually tell it it actually picks some people who it thinks are like thought leaders in this space to create the profile that I just showed you from. So it will take thought leaders in the space. It will actually take companies in the space, and then it will create the output. So we'll take all the learnings from them, do a ton of deep research on them, and then create that profile we just showed you. So you can take that profile and you can go and do a deep research query, and you can say, hey, look at all of the best operators paid marketing, look at all the best brands that do paid marketing, and create this profile. And that means it will map all of their learnings to that profile. And so that's how you end up with a pretty great work profile for your soon to be paid marketer. Do you want to show your brand?
Oh, dude, I am deep in this right now.
We have a paid marketer profile. We have our paid marketer. That paid marketer is going to help us solve problems. We're going to create a custom GPT. I'm going to create that custom GPT in the background. You're going to take us through how you're creating the brand marketer. What I'm very curious about is, like, have you made any enhancements, and who's your inspiration for brand? Who's your brand marketer based on?
So I took the original prompt that you shared with me that you started for your paid marketer, right? And then I have it in my prompt engineer. So everybody should have a prompt engineer in their version of ChatGPT that they can build prompts with. And so I had it basically give me a prompt to transform this into the world's best brand marketer. I then executed that prompt and got format. Also, I love working in Canvas. FYI to everybody. So you'll see the chat pane here, and the canvas is the full details here. So just kind of how I like to work in ChatGPT.
I like that, actually.
And then I gave it key skills, and then I made it have the brand skills and experience of Steve Jobs and David Ogilvy.
Nice.
And so if you look here, here's what I've got. I've got the goal of this person. I have all the outputs should return in a structured layout, because I do have this structured to make a custom GPT. Like, this is incredible return format. Like, everything I ask it, it's going to return in Ogilvy and Job frameworks with examples, right? It's going to get, it has its work history. I gave it a work history. I gave it a portfolio.
You give it a creative profile. What's the best company it's worked for? Stuff
work
like
history, RevStruct. It created fictional companies.
Nice.
Created fictional companies and organic brand launch, founder-led content play.
Oh my God.
Tone of voice, brand governance across teams.
It's doing some pretty wild.
Cooked. We are cooked.
It's giving itself some pretty great jobs. It's not doing.
It is.
The AI doesn't want to be doing like logo design.
I told it to list out the hard problems it solved.
I love that.
And then here's this person's brand portfolio: modular homepage messaging systems, 5-act founder narrative campaigns, brand tone and storytelling handbooks. That they did that at Notion. SOV and attribution dashboards, Looker plus HubSpot skills. Pretty good. And this is a pretty good rundown, I think, of everything. And what's wild is now I can just pack. Oh, I also had it do a mood board of.
Oh wow, that's so dope.
Of its style, because one of the things when you hire a brand marketer, every brand marketer has a style, and you're trying to figure out, does that person's style jive with the company and the problems you're trying to solve?
I think that's dope.
Yeah, I thought the mood board for creative style was pretty dope. And now I'm having this all packaged up as a JSON file to upload into instructions for a custom GPT. Do you want to? How's your custom GPT doing over there?
Yeah, I can show you. So show you what I'm doing. So now we're going to create a marketer. Usually you would have to go out, post a job, and it would be like this whole thing where you have to interview. But now I can just grab a cup of coffee, not speak to a human, and create a marketer. And that's what I love about AI. All right, so we're gonna do a basic one, a very good first pass. And so what we're doing is we are going to get the instructions to give the custom GPT to basically solve our problems by always adhering to the doc that we give it. And so we are going to create a custom GPT. So we give it a name. We're going to give it Luke, the paid marketer, Skywalker, an elite level paid marketer to solve hard problems. And then we're going to say, you are the SaaS paid marketing operator, an elite B2B SaaS marketer who spent the last decade solving blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we're going to give it the doc using the paid marketer elite level documentation. I want you to solve a paid marketing problem. And then we are going to upload the doc. And this is the profile that we created. We're going to take away these two things. Let it web search, and then we're going to create. Use Dolly. All right, so let's do a little experiment here. So I have a
Luke, the paid marketer's guide flower is so funny to me.
okay. We have a mock problem. So here we go. This is a mock problem for HubSpot. I want to make sure you all understand that, and we're going to have a conversation with it. And so the problem is HubSpot is spending $30 million annually on paid marketing across these channels. Despite this, CAC is trending upward, and paid channels are hitting diminishing returns in core markets. Give some core markets here. Leadership is demanding a 20% increase in qualified pipeline from paid media next quarter without increasing budget. Actually, this is very close to home. How did I know this? Your task, design an advanced strategy to unlock new pipeline growth through paid media with the existing 30 million budget by rethinking audience segmentation, creative strategies, constraints. We give some constraints. And so let's go. We are going to do this, and then we're going to have a conversation. All right. Hey, Luke.
Hey, let's dive into this. To tackle the challenge, we'll focus on 3 key areas: refining audience segmentation.
Wow, slow down. Let's start on, I really want to just get like really simplistic answers here. So you get the problem, you understand, the complex problem to solve. You obviously have a lot of experience solving these problems for B2B SaaS brands. Give us one problem you've solved previously that is very similar to what we are trying to do and the kind of solution that we should undertake.
Sure thing. One similar problem I tackled involved a SaaS company that also faced rising CAC and diminishing returns in core markets. We resegmented their audiences into more granular cohorts based on firmographics and engagement signals. This allowed us to personalize ad creatives and messaging more precisely.
Okay, that sounds great, but can you give me, I don't have paid marketing skills on the team. What is the most simplistic thing that we can do? And if you can give me the step-by-step so I can just have this conversation and go away and implement that straight away.
Absolutely. Let's keep it super simple. Here's a straightforward approach you can take. 1. Refine your audience. Break down your target audience into smaller groups based on specific characteristics like industry, company size, and job title. This way, you can tailor your ads more precisely.
Okay, this is too simple. We're a pretty large company scaling pretty rapidly. We have a lot of money in paid marketing. And what's the most advanced thing that elite level marketers do, paid marketers do, that most companies don't even know about? Can you teach me something that would really unlock the ability for us to continue to grow without increasing our CAC?
Got it. One advanced tactic that top-tier marketers use is predictive lead scoring combined with dynamic creative optimization. This involves using AI to predict which leads are most likely to convert based on historical data, and then automatically adjusting your ad creative and bidding strategies in real time. By implementing this, you can ensure that your budget is funneled toward the highest propensity leads and that the most effective creative is shown to the right segment at the right.
You can pause now. You can stop talking. So you can basically, I'm going to talk to someone else, and if you could just listen, don't say anything. So you can basically like go back and forth on any range of problems. And I think if you ask it to tell you some like approaches that people you've added or companies you've added would take, it will do a pretty good job. Like if I say, okay, actually, I'm talking to you now, Luke. How would Brian Balfour solve this problem?
Absolutely. If you asked how someone like Brian Balfour would solve this problem, he'd likely focus on a systematic experimentation framework. He'd emphasize constant testing and iteration on audience segments, creatives, and channels. He'd also integrate growth loops, where learnings from one channel feed into another, creating a compounding effect.
That's too high level. Give me one specific actionable thing I can do.
One actionable tactic is to implement micro-segmentation combined with personalized retargeting. Start by splitting your existing audience into micro-segments based on specific behaviors or engagement levels.
Okay, pause.
This can significantly boost your...
Okay, you can stop. So pretty great if you're a SMB without a lot of core skills. You can have a paid marketer and you can talk to them about any set of problems you want to talk about.
All right, I got 1 minute of stuff that I want to show you before we close out here. It's pretty good. So I had my custom GPT, who's my brand marketer. I had to do a lot of things, but a couple of the interesting things is I had to assess our brand at HubSpot and give us a brand refresh. And it was able to create a brand new full mood board for the refresh with typefaces, photography, iconography, everything, which I thought was pretty awesome. So like you would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for an agency to do this, and it would take weeks and months, and this was minutes and free. So that's pretty awesome, right? The other thing you can do is have it redo any ad for your company. So I took this
I love that.
Nike ad and I was like, hey, redo it for us. And it made the HubSpot version.
Not your dad's here.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So what I think we're trying to tell people on the show today is that if you invest a little bit of work in creating a very custom persona to do parts of your marketing that is really focused and that requires deep expertise, and then you put that into a custom GPT, it's basically like having a brand marketer or a paid marketer on your team. Even if you don't have one, or even if you don't have enough of them, it extends the work you're able to do, and it's far, far better than asking random questions into like an empty box version of ChatGPT.
It also is tough to see this not being very disruptive for communities. Why would I go? I think I would join a community because I want to interact with other people. Well, I guess that's what a human would say. I wouldn't say that. I'm pretty much build my own. But I think what we're saying is like you can just build your own community of custom GPTs and these different chat assistants based upon personas that you need to help you do things, and conversate with them all day long. And actually, if I really had that conversation, because I have had a more in-depth conversation, you can get really into the details. What ChatGPT will do is it will start at the high level and feel like it's presenting to you. But if you keep asking the why would you do this? Why would you do this? Tell me how to do this, and go deep, deep, deep. It gets really, really deep and really, really specific. You saw that when I started to try to prompt it to tell me how Brian would solve that problem. And what I've found is it is really good at mimicking styles, and so, or like mimicking people, which is why there's a ton of startups with that are basically just mimicking people. And you can kind of customize that to yourself and have your own kind of team do things for you.
Look, we just showed you how to build your own virtual marketing team. If that's not worth your time today, I don't know what is. It was awesome, and we're going to keep building cool AI stuff to help you grow your business, and we'll see you real soon on Marketing Against the Grain.
This data is wrong every freaking time.
Have you heard of HubSpot? HubSpot is a CRM platform where everything is fully integrated.
Whoa, I can see the client's whole history, calls, support tickets, emails, and here's a task from 3 days ago I totally missed.
HubSpot, grow better.